You are not.
All right. We're here. Is this microphone good?
Let's go.
Yeah, relax. I told you it takes about a good 2 minutes for people for it to register on people's phones, anyways.
Let's go. We got a good discussion.
Right. So, hopefully the internet's good this time around. So you know how things go here on Tuesdays, right? Oh, wait. Before we jump into anything about Tuesday, Mondays, every Monday at 6:30 p.m., there's a episode that drops on the Righteous Unity UNITEE YouTube channel. 6:30 every Monday. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you can get notified of when those episodes are dropping. Okay, they are not the live discussions that we do. They're the episodes, and they're very, very, very good. We're up to 32 episodes. I think we're up to 32 episodes. So that's every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Go check it out. We just had a great episode yesterday that dropped, and
about the First Lady.
It's about the First Lady. I thought it was good. I can't wait for the next episode after that. We dive a little further and deeper into that topic, man. So listen, shout out to all my First Ladies out there. You feel me? You know that you're not a second one. You feel me? So shout out to them. But on Tuesdays, it's different. I'm not even in control of Tuesdays.
Let's go.
Tuesdays is different, ladies and gentlemen.
Live, baby.
It's live discussions. I don't even know. Talk. I don't even know what's going on.
That's right.
I don't.
I run this one right here.
Before he goes straight to power mode, we have a special guest here. Lenny Dow, how's it going?
Great. I'm good. I'm excited.
Listen, I think that there's no discussion needed. I think you understand how these things go. Mm-hmm. I think you understand how we give it up here.
Yeah.
You're a follower of Righteous Unity?
Yeah.
Are you a subscriber?
Yep, I'll rock with y'all.
Okay. Yeah, which episode do you like the most?
My favorite one was when he talked about leadership, about his beginnings. Because I was rocking
being a pastor.
I was rocking with him, but it was just to see it from a different.
When y'all was staying with each other and stuff. You and some other.
Yeah, this dude.
That's what's up.
True that.
That's what's up, man.
That's true biblical discipleship.
That was. You don't see much of that happening.
You don't.
No.
That's a fact. All right. It's over to you, co-host.
I love it.
You got it. 7:45, something like that. Every Tuesday, baby. We here.
7:45, 7:47, 48. Whenever this guy gets his life together and gets us set up.
You know.
But anyways, so
what's the live discussion? Because you ain't tell me nothing.
Yep.
I don't know nothing.
Yep. So there is this difficult process that people have when it comes to what it means to think of someone. I want to use the word like, but I also want to use the word love. But let me work through the framework of the conversation.
Work through.
Okay. There's a guy that I used to work with at the Hyatt. His name was Ron Rizak.
Okay.
Great dude. But one of the things he used to always say about me was he would always say, he's a good man.
What?
He's just not a nice man.
Okay.
And that used to always make me think like, but then I started to embrace it. I would much rather be known as a good man than a nice man. Because nice is subjective. Good is objective. That's why I want to have this conversation.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's more, you would be more convinced of knowing good and bad than to be able to say what's nice and not nice. Because in the eyes of the beholder, nice is termed so fluid. The tone, the look, the words, all of those things seem to project in the mind of the listener if somebody is nice or not.
Okay.
But yet, if you identify and understand good, sometimes good could be a rebuke. A rebuke doesn't sound good. A rebuke doesn't come across always pleasant. But it is good. Why? Because it's the instructions within the rebuke that might help you prevent harming yourself.
Okay, so to start off, the discussion is the difference between being good
Like
versus nice.
I want to talk about like how people and I'm talking about inside the church.
Okay.
How so often people are labeled as mean because of the way they said something. Because I didn't say it in a nice way. Now, don't get me wrong. I love understanding professionalism. Okay. And in professionalism, we understand communication can be broken down in three different categories. Okay. As far as effective communication, based on words, based on facial expressions, and based on the tone. What they say is when you have effective communication skills, you understand that only 7% of what you're saying or the words you're using is actually being heard. The communication is more effective through the tone that you use and through your facial expression and your
every time
tone.
You shake, the microphone moves and I can hear it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
This dude right here.
Yes.
We have Ernest Bryant says, "What's up from Harlem, New York?"
Ernest, what's up?
What's good?
And then Arthur PP says, "What's up,
Peppy.
Chef? What up, Chef?
It's my man, Peppy.
What's up?
Wonder if you were nice to those people or were you just a good person?
So, but again, that's
And then I have another comment. Joshua Cook says both words have qualifiers that can be met. Subjective criteria.
Yo, Cook, can we work through this, please, first? I mean, they both have qualifiers.
Let's go, Cook.
Well,
This guy, this educated brother.
Because actually I agree with that, but I'm also going to take the other side of the spectrum and say I think that both words could have qualifiers that if we just go look up what they mean.
That's what he said. He said that.
I thought he said for being subjective.
No,
both words have qualifiers.
both words have qualifiers.
Okay.
Subjective criteria.
Oh, I thought you said subjective criteria. I'm saying that it could be objective though.
So this is why I want to have the discussion. This is what we need to work through. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think you are mean, and I don't think you're nice. Hands down. But that's not the reason why I think there's a difference. But yeah,
again, that's his perception.
Do we have a definition on
right?
on
and I
hand
think that's the qualifier that we're looking for.
of nice? Anybody? Moderator? Somebody with the phone?
While he's looking that up, okay. What I want to go after is for ourselves, for our own mental health.
Yeah,
we need to be more considerate of the fact that maybe we're being groomed in society to be super sensitive about our feelings instead of realizing that maybe I need to check my feelings on what I'm engaged with right now and take time to think about what's actually happening that could benefit me instead of me all of a sudden becoming so hype, so emotionally charged up thinking that somebody's offending me. And I can't get what's actually in that moment that could benefit me. Because I see a lot of times, I see a lot of times that somebody has said something that's been very, very helpful, but because they said it in a rough manner, somebody's like, I can't believe he said that. I can't believe she said that. Like, come on now. Get over yourself.
Look at that facial expression.
Get over yourself.
Look at your facial expression.
I agree.
What is it, 60% or something?
No. So here it is. 7%, okay? Effective communication only consists of words.
I got that.
You with me? 38%, you with me? Is tone or is facial expression. 55% is tone.
55 is tone?
Yeah.
I think 55 will be facial expressions. I think nonverbal speak more than anything.
Nonverbal is
facial expression.
Right.
You're saying your tone is still part of your verbal.
No. I was saying that you just said 55% was tone. And I'm saying 55% is not.
Okay, let's not split hairs. The fact is that most people look at they think they're being effective because of the words they said.
Right.
Failing to see what conveys the words.
Absolutely.
Which is the facial expression and tone.
Yeah, like how you just did, like, really?
I agree. But I want
you guys.
And there's a purpose of why I did that. Because I am going to be very I want to carry that, like, get over yourself. Like, get over yourself. Yeah, I'm not going to be like, could you please get over yourself? No, I'm going to be like, yo, get over yourself.
Yeah, I think you're kind of loud. And obnoxious at times.
All right. So the
Bottom
definition,
line.
but the definition is pleasant, agreeable, satisfactory, right?
For nice?
For nice.
For
Okay.
nice.
Pleasant, agreeable, and satisfactory, right?
That's, yeah.
Hold on, let me comment on this real
That's
quick.
not you. Go ahead. What is,
Hold on, let me comment on this real quick. I think for me, especially being in education and being in the education world,
Mhm.
it is it's not even overlooked. It is magnified how you talk to a person, how you talk to people.
So the tone.
The tone.
Mhm.
The words which you say mean minimum. It's
Yeah.
how you talk about.
Yeah.
Because now what they're doing is they're giving people the power over how they receive things. So no matter what you tell me, if what you're telling me is good, but you don't say it right, I don't have to receive it. And you need to respect me. You need to respect me as a person. You need to respect everything about me.
Mostly your feelings. I gotta
Yes.
respect your feelings.
Period.
Like the moment I say that made me feel a certain way,
Oh, it's a done deal.
it's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
I've had HR tell me, I've had HR tell me that what did they say? Perception is reality. I was like, you mean to tell me that I have to work in a business world that perception is reality? Like, you mean to tell me there's no objectivity to what is right?
You're not in the union. Yeah.
But what it does though.
That's crazy.
But what it
So
does.
I can identify. Well,
What it does though.
We need to work through an episode
Yeah,
like that.
okay.
Don't
But,
you
no,
know?
but what it does though, it gives more power for people to operate on what they deem to be right.
Listen, guys. I
So-
think you guys are laying out some good points, but can I be honest?
But wait, and don't finish. But it also would change. It also, as the teacher or the individual, who the person is, I should have a little bit more wisdom in how I deal with them. Like my sons, straight, there's nothing. I might go through a wall with you. Right? But
We're
now,
not.
but
That's him. He's
Yes.
a part of the show. He doesn't-
no.
He's speaking independently. Go ahead.
So, but to a basketball player, a male basketball player, if they did the same exact thing, the male basketball player don't know me. He really don't know my intent as well as my son should. So therefore, I'm going to deal with him according to our relationship. My daughters, I'm going to deal with them a little more gentler because they're my daughters to an extent. If there's something that you know that we have talked about, that we have dealt with, we are wrestling through, and you continuously, do what you want to do. My responsibility is to make sure you get the message.
Right, but
that's
that family and
right. So
what happens if you become a pastor?
So a relationship.
and you don't have
So you're saying a relationship is very important to establish first to be able to make your words more influential versus the tone and the facial expression. Versus I just met this guy. And
don't be talking to me crazy. If you just met me,
I just
and
met
you
you.
talking to me.
I should be more mindful about my energy because I could come across listen.
But
I'm very self-aware. I know where my weaknesses are. My weaknesses are I'm loud and I'm passionate and aggressive.
When you gave
However,
a speech at our
they
school,
actually, they're intimidated. aren't
they said, I want to work there, but I don't want to work. Listen, I'm talking about 80% of the crowd.
Even the adults.
They was like, what in the world is that? But I say, that's the person that trained me. Then they understood. But the importance behind it is this. It's okay to judge or to talk about this individual.
No, because we're gonna deal with you. I'm just letting you guys speak because I didn't get a chance to speak.
Because what I'm saying though,
let him speak because he's gonna lose it.
Please.
I'm just saying though, dude.
I actually
Josh Cook says facts over feelings.
Facts over feelings.
Let's go, Cook.
that's
what
great.
I'm talking about, Cook.
That's great. Listen, my thing is,
And they always say facts. Yo,
I didn't.
Man, will you let him talk, my guy?
you.
Like
Back.
you won't be invited
I'll
back.
watch your show. This is how y'all get down in your show. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I think personally is that both sides need to grow up and mature and be fruitful. Personally, and here's what I mean by both sides. The person who's giving the information saying you need to get over your feelings and be able to deal with the fact that if I'm saying something truthful to you, then you shouldn't feel any kind of way about how I'm doing or how I'm saying it.
Yo, this
Wait,
guy
hold
right
on.
Yo,
Hold on. I think that person
You're
should
talking from experience?
be paying
Are you
attention.
speaking from experience?
Can I work?
Savage.
Can I cook? Please let me cook.
You're really just simmering.
So that's that person. But at the same time, the person who's receiving the information, I really challenge how much it is that you crave knowledge and the desire to grow, because you can't, as we talked about, wisdom is putting in the knowledge into application. How much do you crave that? How much do you want? Because you're going to have to listen to people sometimes that you don't like, that you can't stand their tone, and you show up to work for bosses that you can't stand their tone because you want a paycheck. So I think that there's both need to grow up. I don't think that facts over feelings is correct, but at the same time, you as a believer need to be working on dealing with self-control. You need to be working on how to address that. You shouldn't just be like, man, I'm tired of having to deal with these super soft believers. You need to be addressing the fact that you need to be addressing the fact that, Lord, give me the strength to deal with how to work around it. And then once I have them at a place, I built that relationship where they can build with me, then I let them know. I
think that the point that Lenny brings up is that, like, the analogy he brought between his family and somebody who he just met, or somebody that's on the basketball team that he's starting to develop a relationship, right? I totally agree that discipleship in the church will start with relationship. Okay. Now, if I want to be effective, I agree. I should be conscious of being nice. The levels. That's so, like, what are you saying?
Nice. I think nice is equivalent to kind in the Bible, where the Bible talks about.
No, it's not. Actually, no, it wouldn't be.
Between kind and
I
nice?
bet you there's a different definition.
So look up kind.
No.
Look up kind, please.
Look up kind.
Look up kind. Because I'm going to quiet him.
Now go finish talking.
Josh says, seek to understand and then to be understood.
Okay, I agree.
Seek to understand.
Yes, yes,
and then to be understood.
So here's the thing. I agree. I'm gonna extend you a little bit of an olive branch. Okay, coming from somebody who probably 2 years ago was a savage, like in his mind.
Yo, you can't.
In his mind, when he spoke 2 years ago, he would be like, "Yo, Steve, like, yo, I don't care because what I'm saying is right," and I would be the one to be like, "Yo, fam. You got to be a little bit more compassionate. You have to be more mindful."
That's a fact. So how don't you understand? Like, why does it still bother you? If you're the one who gave me the information,
you're not letting me finish.
Go ahead.
Here's my thing. I agree. Like, when I'm at work, I'm completely professional. I lay out the logic. I take time. I build. I understand. I'm very conscientious of who I'm talking to, my audience.
I get that.
So when I'm dealing with somebody who I know is fragile or whose emotions are more easily pricked, I try to make sure that I use the sandwich method. Kind words, information, finish with a strong farewell.
I like that.
Okay?
That's great.
If I'm dealing with my chefs who know me, it's like, yo, stop doing that immediately. Don't you do that again, because that is absolute trash. Yeah. They understand it. They'll be like, yes, chef, I get it.
Do you apply the same method as from work to the church?
So yes, I absolutely do.
Okay.
So there'll be people like that have known me for a long time. I will talk to them firmly and tell them, this is trash. You're not growing. You're acting like certain things, and I need you to do better. But then there'll be people in the church who I have to speak with a soft tone, gently, nurturing, the sandwich method. Hey, that's great. You're growing in the Lord. Hey, you need to do this, that, and the other, the instruction, and a fine farewell at the end. Sandwich method, right?
Yo, let me ask you this though. What if that person says, like, I don't like to be talked to like that? And,
okay, but
and things can escalate.
But then
we go to another level. We decide, you know what I'm saying, with school, you know, can we pray together afterwards?
Pastor, let me holler at you outside.
And I'll be happy to open up the door and go outside with you. Okay? I mean, I'm just saying.
But you
listen,
know your audience, though, right?
Jesus said, turn the other cheek.
And then after that.
And after that one cheek is turned, player, I ain't got no more cheeks to turn. So it's good. This guy over here. This dude.
I miss y'all.
Calvin, what's up?
What do you feel on this?
Yo, Calvin, chime in on this conversation. The brother man over here talking about taking the pastor outside if you don't like the way he's talking to him. I'm just saying.
Kind.
You didn't know Jesus is God, Steve.
Oh, Cook. Oh.
No, Cook. Exactly.
That's what we doing out here, cooking these streets.
Hey, but Cook, though.
Oh, wow.
That person was at a place where,
But now I'm gonna sum up right here with what Cook just brought in. Some of y'all that are watching may not understand.
this person been there for
25 years. We've built a relationship and you still talking reckless. I'm sorry, you're getting the business. I'm sorry.
I feel you. Go ahead.
All right, Con.
You're getting the business.
Having or showing a friendly, generous, and considerate nature.
Having or showing a generous or considerable nature.
Considerate.
And then considerate nature. And then nice was being pleasant.
Yeah, but
so you tell me what's the difference between being pleasant and then having a considerate nature?
because on the flip side,
Come on, guys.
nice is based upon
Nice based on what you just read. It's the same.
I think they're different.
They're
period.
different.
Based
Nice-
on what you just
Because that's how I feel.
Because
Because that's how I
There you
feel.
go.
Now what? That's how I feel. So being kind and being nice is different because
But
that's
a-
how
a-
I feel.
a kind
Now
and-
what say you,
But a
player?
kind individual, you saying kind actions. Nice is based upon what I determine nice to be. Like, what is nice?
No, it's an objective term.
I
though.
get it. Let's move on. I
Okay.
think that I do believe that nice and kind are a little separate, but I will allow that to work in your world, especially in the vernacular that we're dealing with right now with the conversation we're
So
having.
basically, he's saying
So-
that you're sinning when you're not nice, though, because he said kind is a biblical thing.
No, I said that there's some verses that say, "Be ye kind one
And-
to another."
and if he's not
Tender
kind,
And we could be sinful if we're not being kind consistently towards somebody. Like we constantly are showing an unkind demeanor or we're saying unkind words. And again,
Yeah, the kind still has to be attached to something. So, like, even in the Bible, when you look at the word love, it's attached to something. It'll say, "No greater love than this that a man will lay down." It's like there's still something that's going to be attached to that.
there's
So,
a comparison.
so it can't just be just a general sense of be ye kind. It'll say one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving
Mhm.
one another. So if that
Mhm.
person isn't forgiving one another, then you're not being
Mhm.
kind. So I think
Mhm.
there's still something attached to it, or nice. Yes,
But I do. So I do know that as a believer, there are times in which. So I was raised old school. I'm getting somewhere.
Okay.
I was raised old school. Raised in a holiness church, old school. Mothers in the church could basically say whatever they want to. Deacons in the church could say whatever they want to. Preacher going to say whatever he wants to. And we're all trained or nurtured that that's a tolerant behavior. Now let's bring it into professionalism. I was raised in the 80s underneath chefs. Chefs were like they could cuss you out, and you took that as a badge of honor. Like the chef cussed me out. And that was cool. Where nowadays it's like me especially as a chef, as a regional executive chef, I have a lot of responsibilities. I have to oversee a lot of people. I have to understand how my demeanor, my tone, my word, all of that can have a negative impact on the people I'm trying to train and lead and empower to do the jobs I'm asking them to do. I couldn't hold on to the mentality that I saw while being in the early 80s, growing up in the kitchen and seeing chefs just throw things across the kitchen and cuss servers out and chase the maitre d' out of the restaurant or out of the kitchen because the maitre d' asked for something that the customer wanted and the chef didn't want to give it to him, told him, whatever. Watching that as I was, in the kitchen learning, you gravitated that energy, that anger, that's like, front of the house, back of the house type of thing. But you have to be mindful of the fact that those behaviors nowadays, when you start growing up and you step back and you look at it, you'd be like, yo, that for that hot moment, you may have been cool, but after that, you lose all respect from others in the greater community because they see you behaving this way. And it's affecting the ability of you bridging with others and building with others and being able to have an impact.
So let me ask you this question.
do we have anything? No. Nothing else. I have a thought and then a question, and then I'll get to your question. My thought is, and you brought it up about the being cursed out, things like that. And when I was playing basketball, there were certain things, had a military basketball coach, things like that. I generally take to, I know it's going to sound, where I generally take towards the loud, obnoxious, because I'm just.
Then why do you always cry when I say something to you?
Because I'm used to it, right? I feel like that is love. I feel like if the person
if I'm showing you love when I talk to you this way and aggressively, why are you whimpering around like,
why do you have to move your
talk
hand though? Like just
that's how I am, because that's how I feel.
So anyways, I can't even finish my thought though. So while I prefer those methods, it also makes me want to talk about biblical counseling though. Like, are we kind of a little messed up from being raised that way to where we
Yeah,
see
we're-
love
yeah.
that way, like, he fussed me out. That means he care about me.
Right,
Because
right.
I had somebody tell me before, like, yo, why are you always constantly like bothering me or bugging me about this thing? Like, I did all these things right. And he was like, if I don't say anything to you, if I don't chew you
Then
out,
I'm not, right.
then you should worry. So hearing those type of things,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
in my mind, allows me to just think like, you know
Yep,
what?
yep,
That's love.
yep,
That's what I want.
yep.
So now that's a thought for us to think about, chew on. Now here's my question. Seems like both of you guys are not into the nicer, kind category here.
Not-
How would you be able to
I'm
deal?
definitely into the nicer and kind category.
I am.
Okay. How would you? So then, how do you deal with the fact of a person who is providing rebuke or sending down any type of, I don't want to say judgment, but sending down correction,
Mhm.
right? Because you're always so used to hearing it, or you feel like that's manly, man. You gotta say that with your chest, as they say. How do you deal with the person? Do you respect it if it's a person who doesn't yell, who doesn't raise his voice, but it's kind of more like, hey, I think actually, man, you might need to pay attention to that. I think you may have some things that you need to work on. Low tone, not yelling, not obnoxious.
I think it's
How do
the
you deal with that?
setting. It depends on what the setting is.
Do you respect it?
So I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
So if I was in a church and I heard a preacher coming across a message that's very aggressive and he's just like chipping away at
Hell.
things. Nah, not so much as hell. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not saying that's wrong. Hell is a real place, but I'm saying like the way, the aggressiveness behind it. I love that. I love passion. I love that person bringing forth life through that message to get me to think and provoke me. Now, here's what I don't like. If we're in a meeting and you want to come across and start talking reckless like that, I'm going to be that dude that's going to look at you and be like, yeah, I'm going to need you to just settle all that down straight up. Like, you're not going to talk that way. We're adults. You can definitely articulate the information clearly because I'm smart enough to comprehend it. And that's how I'm going to be. That's how I love when somebody methodically rebukes me. And it's saying in phrases and terms that make me be like, oh, shoot, this dude he just cleared my schedule with that one right there. I'm good with that. I'm totally good with that. The rebuke isn't my problem. Me being told where I'm wrong or doing something that's not correct, I'm cool with that. But a lot of times not clowns. A lot of times individuals like to show off in front of people. And they think that them being loud is making them more right. My thing is, if you're wrong and you're loud, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get me. And I'm going to get loud with you and make sure you understand how wrong you are.
Okay.
Well, me it's different. Like whether you come off hard or whether you speak stern or aggressively or you're more mild-mannered, I'm mature enough to understand words. Now, if you try to clown me in front of other people, I take the L, but I'm gonna talk to you aside.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna challenge you right there because I feel like you're bold enough to want to confront me in public, and you're bold enough, as wrong as you are, to try to clown me. I'm bold enough to have all of my ducks in a row to stop that you're trying to say and hold you accountable in that moment, in that audience, so that you understand.
You keep pointing.
But
you know what I'm saying, though, right?
But my audience is if that happens, there's gonna be more kids around, teenagers.
Well, yeah,
right?
I get that. That's different. Yeah.
No, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So this happened to me. It's a true fact. A chef called me stupid in front of everybody.
Okay.
Everybody.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't him. It wasn't him. In front of everybody. And I end up being right. And he put me to office and he apologized to me behind closed doors.
And you told him, no. Go bring back everybody.
No, you gonna say this right.
And you tell him I was right in front of everybody.
No. I let it ride. Cool. He never did it again. And there's reasons why. I know me. I'm not gonna get in a shouting match with another man because eventually, like I know where I'm at as a Christian.
Turneth away wrath.
And arguing is gonna throw blows. You know what I mean? And I know me, and I don't need that.
Grievous words
stir up anger, and I don't need that. You know what I mean? So, but I take an L, which drives my sons crazy. My sons don't like that. They don't like that at all. they like
They gotta produce more fruit, man.
they be like, Dad, nah, and I talk to them and encourage them and help them in their life. So, but yet we still address the issue. Like, yo, first of all, you was wrong. Number one. Number two, I'm a grown man. You're a grown man. Please don't ever do that again. We can't do it twice. Let's not do it twice. You know what I mean? And it, I haven't been in a fight in a very, very long time. So I thank the Lord for that.
4 or 5 months. All right. So
Josh says kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body. Proverbs 18:4.
let's
Amen.
go. Quote them scriptures to these boys, man.
Yeah.
Quote these scriptures to these boys. who
Yo,
think
Josh,
like
I was gonna
God.
say something, dog.
But it wasn't gonna be kind.
Well,
It was.
that's subjective. So, anyways,
Yeah, I guess. Nobody in the Facebook world? We good? Or that was the Facebook
Yeah,
world? Okay.
wait, he had a question.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Stern.
question.
Stern.
How can a person show kindness or niceness while being stern?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
So let's make sure
You
we
got to get
understand
the definition of stern.
Well, okay, he can look that up, but I just want to make sure I'm clear as far as what you're asking. So again, I think that a lot of times in these kind of conversations, when we bring up these words, we're all coming through an experience of those terms.
Yeah.
And so therefore we're becoming subjective to the answer.
Mhm.
Okay.
But that's what I'm trying to get definitions.
Get the stern. But just for me, I want to know if what you're asking is, can somebody who seems to present this stern image, right,
Mhm.
still be perceived as kind?
Mhm.
Is that what you're saying?
And I would say Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying.
He was. You could see him stirred with Pharisees and the
Mm.
Sadducees. You could see him being
Stern
kind to
with
the
his own
adulteress.
disciples.
Oh yeah, stern with his own disciples. He told him, "Get thee behind me, Satan."
But it says of a person or their manner, serious and unrelenting, especially in the asseration of authority and exercise of discipline.
Yeah, so absolutely. Because the Bible doesn't remove discipline. The Bible encourages discipline.
Yeah, it always encourages
It
discipline.
always encourages that. And it just because somebody's serious, there's nothing against in the Bible that
And
goes
but,
against
but the
serious.
But
reason
this point, I think it also brings out authority. So, for instance, those that are in authority or those that have an authority kind of
position or
it's so crucial because it's not just about you. This person has to be stern because of the general body, the
Yeah.
general, the crowd or whatever, the community. It's more their understanding, that it's more important for them to be stern at that moment for the greater community than this person's feelings that might feel offended because of how stern the authority had to be in that moment. You know what I'm saying? And I also think, though, I think that we need to understand within this whole mix is that at the end of the day as well, you have to be consistent in the way you are with all people.
That's
Because that will determine how pure you are in your kindness or quote unquote niceness. Because if you're nice with this person and you tolerate certain things, but yet you're like guns and blazes with another person with the same problem, I can't say your niceness is pure. It's extremely subjective.
Sin, but it's still sin.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
To me, that's where I think that's where I get a little bit more annoyed with people. You know what I'm saying? Is because I see your inconsistency in how you're treating others. Like, yeah, kindness. Okay, I agree, but you're kind here, but over here, you don't seem to be showing the same level of kindness. It's like it's altered a little bit, right? You know what I'm saying? But back to the sternness piece is to answer your question. I think that understanding of sternness, especially in the role that you play, is critical to be that individual needs to understand that, to not give in to feelings to where they dilute the sternness to appease individuals within the community because they don't want to be known as being too firm or being mean. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, he's a good man, but he's not a nice man.
But the reason why I asked that question,
See, I did that. You gotta like that though. You gotta kind of like that though.
Okay, Josh says open rebuke is better than secret love.
I was gonna bring that up.
How does that rebuke supposed to come across? Stern, kind, nice, aggressive, etc. And then Calvin says, "How can I get on the show?"
Man, yo, Calvin, man, just come out to Buffalo, bro. That's all you got to do.
We'll eventually find a way.
Wait, one more.
Lisa Troutman says, "Of all days, I am able to tune in." Like, this,
What's up?
Like, all days, like, this is a good one.
Yeah, nice.
But-
Thank you, Lisa.
But the reason why I say that is this.
I want to address those
Cooks.
questions. Too.
Cooks is a question.
Yeah.
Calvin, you just got to come out to Buffalo, man. That's all you got to do.
Or we can eventually work on trying to figure out how we can get our
Zoom.
technology.
Just do it.
Oh, yeah, we can do a Zoom, bro.
Zoom and
Yeah, we can.
just, yeah.
Split screen.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is because it also depends on the outcome of what the group's supposed to be doing at the time you are quote unquote mean. Like if an individual is not doing what they need to do, and you address them, but yet you praise them when they are doing what they need to do, how you gonna label me to be mean when you don't bring up the fact that I build you up, that I am there for you and I help you, and now that you don't want to do for whatever reason, tough day, whatever may be the case, and we're trying to get something accomplished, and my sternness come across, and now you want to judge me? He's a mean man.
Yeah, I think, and again, that's all that.
That's the dynamic of still dealing with the relationship piece and knowing that part. Because if that team or that group, for them to know you, they had to have spent some time with you. There had to have been for you to praise them or give them, kind words and big them up when they're doing things good, for them to understand like, oh no, he chews out everybody if they do something wrong. But he also bigs you up. Like that takes time. So I think that goes back to the relationship. It's at a point where Steve may say something to me, and somebody who's only been to church for 5 months is going to completely be like, yo, what's going on? So I think that even ties to the rebuke piece too, because, the scriptures never contradict. They always work with each other. Mm-hmm. And so
they intermingle.
I think you can be loving and still be stern. I don't think that they contradict each other.
I think that person, to answer Josh's question, is that in an individual or a leader, a sternness, I love that we read that definition, because again, it brings out the essence of leadership. Those that are in leadership, okay?
He was, but go ahead.
What?
No, you said
nothing. Go
you went to say essence, but it's an effing. But go ahead.
What?
Real talk. Go ahead.
What?
It messed up. Your word. You got tongue tied.
It brings out the essence, though.
Essence, effing. Go ahead. That's what you said.
I did not say that.
You didn't mean.
I said essence.
Yeah, but the words got tongue tied. We'll watch it back around the 37-minute mark. All right, go ahead.
Now you said I'm cussing on the program?
No, you said effing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Anyways, I like it. It brings out the essence of leadership, okay? And I said earlier, that leader really needs to be dialed in to know where he's coming from or where she's coming from, because that sternness, they're protecting the greater body, right? The greater population or whatever, or group or whatever. And when they come across, as Josh asked, what does it sound like? To me, when you are in leadership and you come across stern, maybe the tone is a little bit more stronger, right? Because in his mind, he's looking at the bigger picture, right? Where the individual that might be violating or messing up or going sideways, or a small group, he cannot dilute his sternness because of the concerns of a few and sacrifice the greater community. You with me?
I'm with you.
And therefore, that person should understand, and the greater community should understand, that takes some serious courage and affection for him or her to be willing to stand up like that and be stern, to keep the whole body consistent and to keep the whole body whole. You with me?
Yeah, but I think then that goes back to the fact of knowing the person and seeing consistency. If I see that this person is serious,
the relationship piece, yeah,
and I see that you're serious about, like I can see when you're joking, playing around, but when I see you're serious about ministry, certain things, when you go to preach or say something, I can listen to the rebuke because I understand, like, no, this person does care about me, and they're speaking truth in love.
Right.
It's not just he's just saying this to just get into a war and a shout match.
Right.
But I would have to measure the consistency across the board of your seriousness. Some people maybe just be watching this and be like, I just feel like you're attacking me. You don't know me.
And you know that, right. You know that you're coming.
But here's what I will say, is that because we already know that we are starting to live into, and by sensitive, we mean one where people care about feelings more than they do the information. We are in that type of
The
generation.
cancel
A
culture.
sensitive culture, right?
Cancel culture.
Because sometimes it ain't just cancel. Sometimes people aren't canceling you. They're just saying, I don't want to listen to you. And they're not saying, don't listen to Pastor Steve, but they just to themselves like, I can't receive that. So it's not necessarily cancel. That's what I'm saying. But
It's a
still,
byproduct of it.
it's still a sensitive culture.
It's a byproduct.
It probably is. But a sensitive culture cares more about, I don't like the way you say that. Don't, you know. But because we know that we're living in that, my methods adjust to that. My truth doesn't adjust to that.
Correct.
But my methods do.
Correct.
I understand what I want to say.
Yep.
I'm not ready for it.
Yep.
But I need to get you to understand, why are you that way though?
Mm-hmm.
The same way how we broke down, we probably are a little messed up from the way that our parenting was, and do this and you better not say nothing, or all right, cool. But why are you so sensitive though? Like why is it, what's going on there? Like, we got to address that, because if I'm providing you information and you do know me, you know I'm not a person that'll harm you, you know I'm a person who's very passionate about truth, why won't you at least give me the chance, a 30-minute, even if you don't care about the content, why won't you at least give me the chance to speak? That's something that needs to be addressed. It's not being addressed in pulpits. Some of the pastors are saying the exact same thing, like, hey, you need to watch how you say that, because they sensitive.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's tough for a pastor to preach against a sensitive culture when they're sensitive.
I agree.
And also, Josh said it did sound like you said effing for sure.
Thanks, Cook.
Yo,
And he
that was
typed it.
crazy.
I know, I laugh. I mean, I normally don't laugh. I normally get
Anyways,
things, but
so all right. So listen, I think this was a great discussion tonight. We could talk about this because this is something I see happening all the time, and I just want us to bring this out, chop it up a little bit. You know, we have Lenny with us, and
any last words or thoughts, guys?
quick words.
real quick,
Yeah. Because you know this dude.
I know, but I decided
We'll cut you off. So
I opened the floor. So
yeah,
don't listen to
real
this
quick.
guy.
To anybody out there that's listening, your past is not determinative. It doesn't change your future or halt it or hinder it. You know, you can seek the Lord, and He can help you get out of things that you experienced growing up, and just don't let your past hold you back. That's it.
That's what's up. Moderator, anything? We're good. No questions. No comments.
You know, she look chill in those glasses.
I know, right? Well, listen, thank you all. Listen.
Oh, if there's any other topics that you guys want addressed,
feelings just now. So
I'm sorry. I'm gonna work on that.
Please.
If there's anything, if there's any other topics that you want to address, send them to us via Facebook, Instagram if you're watching, and we'll work on addressing those topics in the live discussion. So next Tuesday, 7:45, you got a topic you want to issue, something to address or talk about it, send it to us. Get our contact information. It should be on these pages and channels, and we'll discuss that topic. So please feel free to jump in at any time, ask questions, comment. We want to hear from you and chop it up about these things.
Nope, that's it, man. I appreciate it. This was a great topic, great discussion.
God bless, and we'll.
Somebody does say, I definitely got some topics.
Oh, okay. Who is that?
That's what's up.
Who is that?
248.
Tell him. Make sure that he sends the messages. DM me the messages. Of course I do. DM me the messages.
Is that Buddy?
And we can get the.
That's Buddy.
No, DM the messages, and we can get those topics on the next show. So. Thank you for watching. Share the video.
Yeah, share.
Like the video.
Share and like.
And you already comment, but please make sure you do that. Share the video and like the video. God bless. See you next week, 7:45 p.m.
Peace. I should do a show on